This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 14 Pathways children out of state custody. 14 of the 15 children taken from the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries are now in the care of their families. One remains in state custody pending further investigations. According to the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, the decision to place the children with family members was made on Wednesday at a sit-in at the St. James Family Court. The children were taken into state care after the deadly October 17 ritual they attended with their parents and relatives. CPFSA's Chief Executive Officer Rosalie Gage-Gray says the agency's clinical psychologist will continue to offer psychotherapeutic support. Weekly visits will also be conducted as the agency tracks the progress of the children and to continue their care plans. Additionally, the CPFSA's Children and Family Support Unit will focus on their educational well-being and to provide welfare support for the families. The unit will also organize parenting workshops to provide coping strategies, build self-esteem, and overall healthy parenting practices, said Gage Gray. 2 people were murdered and others wounded during the Pathways ritual. One man has since been arrested and charged with 1 count of murder. The religious leader Kevin Smith, who was to be charged with 2 counts of murder, was killed in a traffic crash in Bogwalk, St. Catherine, just over a week later as he was being transported to Kingston by the police. Police investigate death of 3-month-old in Trelawney. The Trelawney police have commenced an investigation into the circumstances surrounding last Thursday's death of a 3-year-old baby boy at his home in Troy District in Trelawney. The dead child, who has been identified as Ian Omari Scott, has had tongues wagging in the rural community as it has been rumored that his death is linked to an activity carried out inside the house to prevent evil spirits from entering the house. According to the Trelawney police, they received a report that last Thursday the child was at home with its mother and other family members when the mother left him lying on a bed and went to the bathroom. Upon her return, the mother noticed that the child was lying motionless and she raised an alarm. Other family members rushed to the mother's assistance and following their failed efforts to revive the child, they summoned the police, who visited the home and found the child, who appeared to be lifeless. With the assistance of the police, the child was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The body was moved to the morgue where a post-mortem examination is expected to be done to determine the cause of his death. The police stated that while they have no reason to suspect foul play, they have been hearing rumors in the community that the parents had engaged in an activity that could have harmed the child, hence their decision to conduct a full investigation, including requesting an autopsy report. We have heard rumors and allegations, but for now we cannot point any fingers. We will just have to wait on the autopsy report, then we will know where to take our investigation from here, a police officer told the news. So far, we have learned from the family that the child was not diagnosed with any kind of sickness and that the mother only left him alone for a few minutes, so his death cannot be treated as just natural, nor can it be treated as suspicious until after a post-mortem examination, the policeman added. Arlene Hyman, the child's distraught mother, told the news that she was puzzled by the death of her child, as prior to her leaving him in the house and going to the bathroom, he appeared okay. I don't know if it's happened to my baby. All me do is just leave him a few minutes and go to the bathroom. And when me come back, me see him stiff out pon the bed, the woman said. Same time me call me sister them, and when them come we realize that the baby dead. Since the child's death, rumors have been circulating that the mother had lit incense in the room, which they say was to keep ghosts out of the house and away from the baby. They are of the view that the incense suffocated the child. According to the residents, a relative of the child's mother died recently and was buried in the yard, and it was that situation which sparked the decision to burn incense in the house, a claim the grieving family has flatly rejected. Search on for man who attacked a security guard with illegal gun in Portmore. The police are searching for a man who was disarmed of an illegal gun when he attacked a security guard in Nagahead, Port Moore, St. Catherine on Thursday morning. The incident happened about 8:35 on Port Henderson Road in the vicinity of White Lane. It's reported that the guard was sitting at a stall when he was pounced on by the man who pointed a gun at him. There was a tussle and the guard disarmed the man of a semi-automatic pistol containing 7 rounds of ammunition. The man escaped. The weapon was handed over to the police. Scotiabank says branch changes a response to customer trends. Scotiabank Jamaica says upcoming changes to its retail branch network are not part of cost-cutting measures. Audrey Tugwell Henry, President and the CEO of Scotiabank Jamaica, says the proposed closure of the Crossroads branch and the conversion of 3 other branches to digital operations are aimed at fitting customer trends.
What we're seeing is that of the total transactions done by our retail customers, about 4% of those transactions actually happen in our banking halls with our customer service officers. So that shift has taken place. So when we look at the universe of transactions, deposits, withdrawals, inquiries, transfer, funds, our customers are by and large choosing to do those transactions digitally. In 2017, that was about 21%. That branch operation, the customers will be moved to our New Kingston branch and the physical location will be closed. Now we're required by law to have an approval from the central bank for that specific activity, and we have applied to the central bank for that approval, and once that approval comes through, we will do that branch consolidation.
Mrs. Tugwell Henry said the Crossroads branch will be closed as soon as Scotiabank gets the approval from the Bank of Jamaica. Crossroads customers will be relocated to the company's New Kingston office. Scotiabank's Linstead, Montego Bay, and Hagley Park Road branches will be converted to digital outlets. 68 workers will be affected. The bank is moving to complete the process before the end of its financial year in October 2022. Construction of Savannah Lamar Field Hospital delayed. There has been a delay in the construction of a field hospital at Savannah Lamar Hospital in Westmoreland. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said the facility should now be completed by next month.
I was there actually last weekend. The base has been completed. The columns have been put in place. They're actually now installing the tent structure. I think they have to put in some bathrooms and so on. I'm hoping that we can get that completed certainly between now and maybe mid-December, the latest. Certainly going into the holiday season, the Christmas season. So it is being actively done now as we speak.
The field hospital will accommodate 40 additional beds for COVID-19 patients. PSOJ calls for decentralization of COVID-19 testing to improve access and reduce costs. The Private Sector Organization of Jamaica has called for affordable and wide-scale availability of rapid COVID-19 testing as a key component to the country's coronavirus response and management as the country moves into the endemic stage of the campaign and adapts to living with the virus. Readily available rapid tests will help to get our society back to operating normally by minimizing the spread of the COVID-19 virus, said a release from the organization, noting that testing for COVID-19 is expensive. To date, the testing ecosystem has been criticized for being expensive and inaccessible to a wide cross-section of Jamaicans. The average antigen test for a supply ranges from US $5.50 to US $11 to the labs or healthcare system in Jamaica. The customer then pays approximately 7,500 Jamaican dollars to be tested, while in other countries with decentralized testing, antigen testing costs significantly lower. For example, in Germany, where rapid tests are sold directly to the consumer for under US $1 each, and India, where they are approximately US $3.50 each, said the PSOJ. The organization urged the authorities to expand the number of doctors doing antigen testing and ensure a seamless process for doctors to be accredited for a point-of-care antigen testing. The existing testing environment is regulated by both the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The accreditation process is cumbersome as both the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation and the Ministry of Health and Wellness overlap, and the process requires extensive documentation, site visits, and certification, which is simply overkill for a basic point-of-care test which doctors routinely carry out for pregnancy, diabetes, among others, said the PSOJ. The organization said it is calling for any existing bottlenecks to be removed and that the data gathering and the verification process be streamlined to allow even more approved testing facilities, adding that the Ministry of Health and Wellness should approve more testing kits. Jamaica allows for use of 4 rapid antigen tests approved for emergency use by the World Health Organization. There are 34 rapid antigen tests that have been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, which are currently not approved for use in Jamaica. Like the rest of the world, the government should reconsider its policy position and allow for the use of all antigen test kits approved by both the WHO and FDA. Expanding the options will provide least costly antigen tests, said the PSOJ. The organization also called for the use of self-administered COVID-19 testing, adding that consideration must also be made to increase the COVID-19 test delivery channels through options such as on-site testing by non-accredited third parties. This availability of tests for both point-of-care and self-administered home tests will allow for individuals, families, and by extension communities to minimize the spread of the virus, it added. Greater availability of tests and access to point-of-care tests by doctors will allow for regular testing and screening for COVID in the workplace, which will only impact in minimizing spread and lost productivity, said the PSOJ. The ecosystem must be improved to allow for the importation of a variety of tests at affordable price point to be undertaken by more entities such as doctors, nurses, workplaces, and individuals. We need to shift the power in the hands of the people to complement efforts of the government and the private labs. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.